You know how after you lived somewhere for a while and suddenly everyone expects you to be the local expert? Okay, maybe it's all in my head, but I definitely felt that pressure when one of my closest friends flew from Singapore to visit me in Bangkok. And to make things even more challenging, he's a huge foodie, while I'm perfectly happy surviving on 50 baht Pat Krapao and Khao Pat Mu. So instead of trying to plan the perfect itinerary, I decided to show him the Bangkok I've come to love. Of course, we still had to take off a few tourist favorites, and thankfully he came prepared with a list of food spots he wanted to try. And for the next few days, we set out to experience the best of both worlds.
Let's go!
For our first lunch in Bangkok, I brought my friend to this place called Rueang Kway Teow Mu. And if it's your first time there, I think you'll be as confused as us, because there were two identical shops on opposite sides of the road, both with the same name, Michelin Bibs, and quite literally selling the exact same thing. And there's actually a story behind this. So both stalls used to be one, but when the two children took over the noodle stand from the founder, the business expanded and for some reason they decided to split up. Based on reviews, the noodles from both stalls taste the same, and supposedly so because they are basically from the same family recipe, right? But it did feel like the stall on the opposite side of the road was more favoured. We didn't know this back then, so we just decided to try the stall on the right side of Soi 26. I'm actually not a big fan of noodles, but I thought that the noodles here were really tasty, and the prices were not expensive, so you can go for a second bowl if you have a big appetite. Overall, I thought it was well worth the 15-minute wait, and a nice way to introduce my friends some local flavours. By the way, if it's your first time travelling around Bangkok, I highly recommend taking the BTS Sky Train, especially if you're travelling around the Sukhumvit Road area during peak hours. Because just look at the traffic jam here, you'll save so much time by just taking the train and walking a little to your next destination. Okay, I guess that kind of depends on where you're headed to as well, because our next stop was Terminal 21, which is basically right beside BTS Asok.
Right now we're at Terminal 21 Asok, and I'm going to bring in for some desserts. One of the more famous desserts in Bangkok is called After You, and apparently this guy has not tried it before, so gotta bring him there. Let's do it, let's get it.
If you're into desserts, this is definitely the place to be in Bangkok, especially if you like bingsu or ice cream with toast kind of desserts.
We got the mango sticky rice flavor for the bingsu and Shibuya honey toast. It's damn good. I need to try this. Mango sticky rice flavor. Oh, is there like mango inside? And there's rice inside as well. Wait, for real? Huh? Something that's really consistent about After You desserts is that I've tried so many flavors, but the texture, oh no! It's just kind of, I don't know, like what is it, like soft, really soft, like a snowflake. Exactly. Let's do that. The ice of the bingsu is really fine. And I dropped some bingsu in my cup. The ice is so fine that I can't even clean it.
And also happy that my friend gave his nod of approval for the toast as well.
It's good, man.
One of the things that I really miss about travelling with friends is that you get to share your food and desserts with them. Since I'm quite used to solo travelling, it's usually quite difficult to try more than one dish because I obviously can't finish it by myself. But desserts definitely wasn't enough time for us to catch up, especially since we haven't seen each other for more than a year. So we decided to continue our conversation over coffee.
I brought my friend to this place called The Commons in Tonglo. It's basically a community space where they have food, they have drinks, they have coffee, snacks, a variety of dining options that you can choose from. And you can even just get a drink, a coffee or like a beer and just chill and hang out with your friends here. This is actually an area that's very popular with the expats and the digital nomads. It's a very comfortable environment for a co-working space. They do have Wi-Fi and plugs here as well. If you're just looking for a chill trip in Bangkok, I think this is one of the better places that are not too touristy to hang out and chill with your friends.
We had so much to catch up on. He updated me about his life back in Singapore, while I shared with him about my life in Bangkok, including the culture shocks and challenges I faced living in Bangkok, and how I was lucky enough to meet new people and meet some friends here.
Look at my friend deliberating on which craft beer to get.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, there's quite a variety here, right?
And look at my friend getting his craft beer. It's only 3:30 p.m. Cheers. Nice.
He got a Belgian sour.
If anyone can pronounce that, please put it in the comment section.
Delicious.
Stop.
I wouldn't say it's the cheapest, but for one pint, average price for craft beer here is around 300 to 350. And the prices are net, so no taxes.
Honestly, it felt really nice to catch up with an old friend. and it made me felt nostalgic about the times I spent back in Singapore. I really thought that we could continue talking for hours, but I didn't forget my mission to bring him around the local side of Bangkok as well. So we had to leave for the next stop in the itinerary.
I've been living in Bangkok for a year plus and I've taken a fair share of Grab rides. This is the first time that we were picked up by literally a truck. Let me show you guys. I thought that was going to be our passenger seat, but only it's just the two of us, so there's ample space around here.
Maybe it'd be more fun to sit behind.
Or like we go to the expressway and we ask him to like alight us and reboard at the end of the truck. Wait, is this even a truck? It's like
It's a pickup truck.
pickup truck. Okay.
What is local Thai delicacy that recommend to people coming to Thailand that is apart from the touristy foods that people normally go for?
I guess touristy means like mango sticky rice, tom yum, bak kra pao. I told you about like northeastern Thailand, right? And Isan. Actually, Isan food is very well received here as well. The challenge that I have trying Isan food is that it's really spicy.
Oh, okay.
Literally every time I order something for Isan food, it has to be pad noi. I mean, pad is spicy and noi is less, right? Even after pad noi, it's like still super spicy. Examples would be like som tam. There's different styles of the salad actually. I think a lot of people don't know this, but more touristy ones, they will usually get the Thai, mainstream Thai style som tam. But there's actually the Isan style as well, which is a lot more spicier. I would recommend Mookata here. And don't go for the very restaurant styles. Like a lot of like open air restaurants that have these like Mookata barbecues. And you realize it's quite different from Singapore style Mookata.
Right. I was about to ask. What about it is different? Like the way they marinate, the way they grill.
The flavors for sure. The way they marinate the meat is very different. Like the flavors are distinctly more different than what you would expect in Singapore.
So we are at this really local night market. It's called the Srina Kari Night Market or Srina Garu. Okay, forget it. I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's a really local big night market in the outskirts of Bangkok. It takes like about 20 minutes from central Bangkok to come all the way here. I thought that it would be a nice authentic experience to show my friend around. There's quite a lot of segments within this market. So right now we are actually walking in like the bar and restaurants area. So you go inside, there's like a section for food as well. A huge part that's for like vintage, accessories, fashion, clothes related stuff.
You really don't see tourists around.
Yeah, exactly. Have you tried bargaining?
Not my strongest suit, let's put it that way.
Starting price is 200, he will offer 250.
Yeah, true. Don't try me.
I'm not super sure when I say this, but in the more local night markets, bargaining is actually not really a thing because they don't really upsell you. Like they don't charge you a premium price, unlike the more touristy areas. Like for example, these shirts here are 2 for 100. Quite a good price
What
already.
more is there to bargain?
So my friend has a question.
So why are there always planes at the train market? If someone knows, please drop an answer in the comments.
They just name every big night market a train market, but it's usually just planes. You can't search for the plane on Google Maps, but it's actually here.
If you're into taking photos, there's actually quite a few Instagrammable spots here. Although I have to admit that it took some time to locate this spot because the train market is so big. It was still kind of early when we arrived, so we decided to do some exploring around and shopping first.
It's a 99 baht sign thrift shop. Let's go! Back when we went to other countries together, we actually went to a lot of thrift shops as well, so this is quite a throwback for us.
Back when Vincent didn't used to dress so well. You guys don't know the half of it.
That's not going on YouTube. Any first impressions of the night market thus far?
If you are coming here and you're a tourist, I would highly recommend coming before it gets crowded because you get a golden hour, you get good weather, and you get to see the market for what it is without it being overstimulating. I think Bangkok can be something that is a huge sensory overload for a lot of people. So this is quite a nice change of scene in the place.
And the lighting is good.
Yeah,
Great. I wasn't expecting this because I thought we came a bit too early, but now you have the golden glow. Golden hour, yeah.
Evening came and we started getting hungry, so we decided to start exploring the food section of the market.
As the Thai experience, you gotta try
I have once in my life and that's it.
I'm not sure if they have it here, but you might be able to catch like a Thai style mala.
Thai style mala?
Yeah.
What is that even?
It's basically a mala stall but in a street food setting like this.
Does it taste different from normal mala? Haven't tried it.
Even though it's my third time coming here, I'm still amazed at the variety of street food they have here. It's mostly Thai style street food, so you really get to indulge in local flavors. And I think that's the beauty of Bangkok's night markets. If you're traveling in a group or with friends, you'll save yourself the hassle of having to agree on the same restaurant every single meal.
Insane portions of ribs, Thai style ribs. No, I think it's for you.
Ain't no way, bro.
And that's exactly what we did. We took turns to walk around and explore what we want for dinner.
สวัสดีครับข้าวซอยไก่เผ็ดน้อยได้ไหมครับ
อะไรนะคะ
เผ็ดน้อยได้ไหมครับ
อ่าชิมไหมคะ
ชิม
ใช่ ชิมก่อน
โอเคโอเค
อะไรเป็นทอดทอด
โอเคอร่อยอร่อยมากพุดไทยข้าวซอยไก่ใช่ไหมครับโอเค looks good
So what do you get here?
Some Thai basil, Thai style shumai.
This is siu mai.
As in, the shumai is underneath, then there's like a lot of liao on top, like the lard and the garlic and stuff like that.
So that's why it's Thai style.
Yeah, and then the ice milk tea.
The very classic
Yeah.
Thai milk tea. Look at how runny the egg is.
I'm gonna break it for you. Yeah.
But what about the spice level though?
Not for the non-Asian.
But you're Asian.
That's right. You know it.
In Thai, if it's good, you say "Aroi mak." Very delicious.
so I got the khao soi which is Thai style curry noodles in coconut broth
And I'm glad that he enjoyed the experience, because I don't think many tourists are used to the idea of having dinner in a local night market in Thailand. After filling our stomachs, we decided to stroll around for a bit before we called it a day.
already night time. It's getting a lot more crowded than when we were first here. Sawasdee krab ทุกคน วันนี้เราจะไปเยาวราชแล้วก็สงวัดครับ Our first itinerary of the day will be lunch at this place called Nai Mong Hoi Tot, which is actually fried oysters.
The crab fried rice. Small portion costs 100 baht. What's the verdict, guys?
Portion is quite decent for 100 baht.
You got a lot of
You know some fried rice places they give you like very sparse, very small slices of the crab meat.
Yeah,
But this one is like
like real crab meat,
real,
right?
legitly big.
Crab meat is actually quite generous. I do feel like for the typical khao pad, which is fried rice in Thai, there should be more flavors. So I think this is a little bit bland for my personal taste. Here is the fried oyster that we ordered to share.
How much was it again? 300?
Samroy baht.
I'm usually not much of an oyster person.
Oh, you're not a seafood person.
But this is pretty good. Like the oysters are very fresh, so it doesn't have that taste you get with unfresh oysters.
Alright, cup. 6
Not bad, not bad.
She did the numbers for me now.
I didn't see that, sorry.
If you ask me, I don't think that place was a must try, but maybe I'm biased because I'm not really a seafood person. We were walking to Song Wat Road and we caught this really cute looking souvenir shop by chance. If you're shopping for more unique souvenirs in Bangkok, this is definitely the place to be. There were lots of keychains, magnets, postcards, and even stickers with hand-drawn designs. Or at least that's what the artist in the front of the shop told me. He even asked me if I wanted a sketch, and to my surprise, he started sketching a portrait of me on the spot.
Very good. King up. This was like in 3 minutes.
And thankfully the prices of the souvenirs here weren't too steep. I don't normally collect stickers, but I also couldn't resist getting a few for myself.
So we're back in Song Wat, and actually a few months ago I did a video with my friend here. We explored the entire Song Wat together, and as you can see, it's still as hype as ever.
Even though it's been a while since it got popular, Song Wat is still one of Bangkok's trendiest streets.
It's quite literally 35 degrees on a hot Bangkok summer day, but this road is still so crowded.
There's a lot of nice cafes and Instagrammable spots around, and also the go-to spot if you're into handmade and vintage stuff. And one thing that I find amazing about Bangkok is that there's always something up and coming, and on my second trip to Song Wat, we discovered a community space that wasn't there 8 months ago. And I think that's what I love about living in Bangkok. There's always new things to be discovered, just like how my friends discovered this vintage shop that started our shopping spree here.
Someone found a good purchase. Adjustable strap, right? Yeah, like a treasure hunt right here.
Even though I don't really buy vintage stuff, the place was still really cool. But it wasn't all vintage stuff there. There were quite a few shops featuring Thai brand clothing and souvenirs as well.
This is Soyu. I don't know what the Thai means, but it basically means uncle.
There's this new extension where there's a lot of shops. You can find very trendy items.
Yeah.
And very nice clothing actually, which I just bought one.
A lot more hippie and indie vibes compared to the previous time.
Yes.
Yeah.
More things to see. It's nice. It's a nice addition.
We even found some scented yadoms, which I thought was a perfect souvenir if you want to bring something back home.
They have a lot of combinations of peppermint and like
I think
other
is like
flavors.
the mainstay flavor. More people will want something menthol.
This is good. This is good. I think passion fruit is still the best.
And not forgetting to finish our trip by waiting for this super old school elevator to bring us back to the ground level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. This is not a roller coaster ride, guys.
This is the number one attraction to come to Song Wat.
I never knew that my friend took his tea time so seriously, because he definitely took some time scrutinizing the menu before he ordered.
What an interesting one.
We're at this spot in Simon Square called the New Toast House. I thought it was going to be like a toast dessert concept place, but apparently the menu is pretty big. They have like bingsu, they have buns, maybe some pastries as well.
If you're clicking into my channel for the first time, you probably didn't expect to see
Free Samsit, Galeao, Puchai, having desserts here.
but that's exactly what we did, and we were basically checking off touristy food spots in Bangkok till the end of the trip.
This is exactly what I'm talking about when I have a culture shock of Thailand's level of spiciness. For the boat noodles here, they have spice level 0 to 3. I chose 1 just to try. I'm dying on the first bite. It doesn't actually even look that spicy when you look at it this way. Honestly, it's pretty good. Besides the fact that it's really, really spicy for me. To be honest, I think it's a personal thing because I have a very low tolerance for spice. But honestly, the flavors really come together.
Time flies when you're checking off food spots in Bangkok, and before we knew it, we were at our final spot for lunch, right before my friend departs to catch his flight. If it's your first time trying out PetMart, you might be confused by the queue system. There's basically 2 queues. The first queue is for you to make an order, which is why there's a menu right at the entrance. And once you make your order inside, they will give you a table number, and it's going to be around 20 to 30 minutes before your table gets called, and that's when you get seated while they serve you your meal at the same time.
So this was close to an hour's wait. No, in fact, I think it's actually slightly more than an hour. For lunch here, I got the beef pad krapao with an extra egg, so it comes with 2 yolks instead of 1.
But sadly, after having tried the meal, I didn't think it was worth the wait at all. First of all, the pad krapao was not cheap, or at least it wasn't compared to the 50 baht pad krapaos that you can get in Bangkok snack markets. To me, the texture of the beef in my pad krapao was also really dry, so I felt like the only thing that was holding up the hype was the double yolk duck eggs. But thankfully, my friends still liked the dish, so I guess the experience is not entirely wasted. We went to the office Tonglo for our final coffee break, and similar to the Commons, it's also a community space where locals, digital nomads, and expats like to hang out. More than your typical cafe, you can get stuff like juices and pastries here as well. As we had our final conversation, I just felt a deep sense of nostalgia. While I don't really miss my home Singapore that much, I realized that I do miss a lot of the people and memories from there. And I guess leaving everything behind was harder than I thought it was going to be. But thankfully, Bangkok has been so much more than just a second home to me.